Imagine being displaced by the floods in KwaZulu-Natal earlier this year. Then imagine being asked to pay rent after being housed at a craft market. Well, this is what Umgababa residents say they're facing. Around 50 families claim store owners at the market are asking them to pay to stay there. Mangoba Mkunu is there on the scene and joins us now. Good morning, Mangoba. How exactly did they arrive at a decision to have those housed there paying rent at this point?
Well, Mfundo, it really baffles these residents, and of course you'll understand that these are people that are already facing quite a stressful time. They are people that were displaced, they've lost their homes as well as their livelihoods, and they've really been, staying here at this particular craft market as, one of the, places that these residents have been housed since their houses were destroyed. And so many of them that we spoke to, we did come to this area, Mfundo, in May, just speaking to residents about staying here. And of course, many of them saying that it does appear that this particular setting itself is quite better when compared to community halls, because they have privacy here. There are, individual stalls that these families are occupying. And so they were quite ecstatic about the fact that their condition seems to be far much better off than those that are in community halls. But of course, they have been staying here for close to 3 months now, Mfundo. And you can imagine, this is a business area. There are people that are renting these particular stalls, that are using these stalls for their livelihoods as well. So these residents saying that they now have been told by some of them that they would perhaps need to pay some rent in order to continue staying here. But I want to speak to one of the residents who stay here. Baphinda asiqale la sinjani isimo senu la nje banihleli la, siyazi ukuthi akulula nakancane.
Impela akululanga kakhulu, isimo asesihlanga, indlela esihleli ngayo ibhlungu. Isikhumbuza usuku the day 1 mhla ka12 mhla kwenzeka inhlekelele, ngoba namanje yena ukulahlekelwa yikhaya, uphinde futhi uzohlala kwigushede, uzohlala kwi-community ekuyiyona eyenza amabhizinisi lana, uthothi manje seniyaphazamisa emotionally, spiritually, physically, asikho right ngamanye amazwi. Anyway, kodwa ke sikungcono kunokuhlala kunalesa sime kade sikusona ekuqaleni esilaphayana ema-community halls. Lana sinayo privacy okwamanje. Into esiyisabelayo ubona sike saba nenkinga ukuthi bafuna ukusidudulela ukuthi sihambe siyohlala olindela abake basikhombisa bona amatende, okuyise worst case kunalesi kuyona kwamanje. Njengamanje nasike simweni lapho sibona kungcono kunokuhlala etendeni nokuhlala futhi ehall. Enye into esibone kuyi-challenge, abantu esinabo lana abasebenzi, ama-elderly woman, sikhuluma nje sinamuntu na 89 years la, ohlaliswe endaweni eyigushede, engenako ukuphefumula, engenazo izinsiza eziningi. So nama-medical conditions esinawo size kufika ama-mobile vans ezosisiza. Nesimo sokuthi-ke ekuqaleni bekungcono ngesikhathi sisafika lana. Manje 3 down the line abantu sebeyaqala manje ukuhlehla, bekade kutholakala izinto, mhlambe kutholakala ukudla, kutholakala ama-blankets. Manje sokumgqwayana nje sokuyileso sikhathi naleso sikhathi, so abanye abantu is gonna run out ukudla. So ngamanye amazwi, so bazibona ukuthi abantu bawobani. So nalana abantu bafisa ukuthi engathiwa abantu esinabo la ngwaphela they are doing the business. Ngamanye amazwi abaphazamisa, kuna security abayikhokhelayo, kunama services abawakhokhelayo. So manje bafuna ukuthi thina sivile sihlukumezekile, kube yithina futhi esikhokha imali ngokuhlala kwethu la, sort of ngathi we are running any business sibe singarun business.
So bafuna kahle bafuna ukuthi ngathi singarenta manje,
engathi singarenta manje, of which lapho abantu abanayo imali. There are very few abantu abanayo abasebenzayo abalana. I-community ebiyivele ingalena kuleya ndaweni ekuyithi liyazona i-disaster. Abantu abebenga abahola 350, abantu abanezingane nama-elderly women abahola i-pension. So abangeke bakwazi bakhona ukuthi bakwazi ukuthi bakhokhe i-rent. Bebehlala emakhaya abantu abazamelayo there and there benza lokuyana nalokuyana. Manje nabakwazi ukuthi bangakwenza lokho.
Mhlambe ke bathi imali engakanani baba le abathi mhlambe nikhokhe, ngoba nabo phela benza amabhizinisi la?
Kunemali sikhulunywa ngo-300 rand in a month. and futhi leyo mali is plus minus leyo mali leyo ngoba phela ine business ukuqhamuka ama challenges amaningi ufuna imali now and then yezinto ezithize khona izinto eziphukayo ama toilets bani izinto eziningi ezenzakalayo lana ama lawn mower ufuna la khokhelwe nezinto eziningi ufuna lezilungiswa. So ngamanye amazwi lezo zinto akanti phela abakwa disaster mebesibekelana kufanele kube yibona abakwazi ukuthi balungise lezo zinto lezo they have to take care of all those things. But manje na ke mase sihlangabezana nenkinga ukuthi abantu kuthiwa abarente abakhokha imali. So leyo nto ke manje na ke seyaqala ke manje yawuxaka umphakathi ohleli la.
What are they saying, Bona, about disaster when you speak to them? Are they giving you any answers as to when you will be moved? And what are they saying about this rent?
It's unfortunate baba ukuthi sisenkingeni yokuthi akekho umuntu one feedback. Even the councillor manga sengitshele nje lo muntu ngicathi silambe simgcine almost 3 weeks back or 2 weeks back ukusazisa ukuthi kwenzakalani. And naleyo nto in the nutshell uzwa nje into ongeke uyiunderstand. Uma ngabe kuthiwa nje sikuma negotiations umuntu angaqhamuka kuwena athi nje sikuma negotiations angakuchazeli angangeni in details akutshene wena osesimweni esinzima ongekho comfortable. Kusho umuntu ocomfort kusho abantu abacomfortable bazovela bakutshena igama elilodwa bathi we are still in negotiations sisafuna indawo bese kugcina kanjalo you end up usele nama questions amaningi unanswered questions ngoba ayikho lesson committee akukho structure esikhona esiaddressa lezo zinto. It's only one man show. So kusho ukuthi kufanele silindele bona ukuthi bathini ngathi. So ibona aba design ifate yethu ngamanye amazwi.
So nifuna nini manje njengamanje baba?
Thina sifuna indawo besihlale ezindaweni besihlale emizini emakhaya. Thina into engasisiza thina into ekuyiyona problem number 1 indawo nezindlu kuphela. To have a roof on top of our heads. Sinezingane sina lana ngeke uhlale kule gushet uhlale nefamily yakho. We have to separate ourselves ama families. Umama nobaba you need a privacy, you need a proper house, you need ukuthi uhlale ekhaya. Ukwazi nama morals nazo zonke izinto ukwazi ukuthi iqhubeke impilo. So manje na awukwazi ukuthi leyo nto iqhubeke empilweni. Manje na siluza into eziningi as a community as umphakathi wakule ndawo. So uphila impilo engadesignwe wena nongayifisi wena. So uphila ngokuthi on that day kwenzakalana on that day kwenzakalana on that day kwenzakalana usuku nosuku ukuthi yiphi into oyifaceayo how to come about ukuthi uhlangabezana kanjani naleso simo. Yes.
Thank you very much, Baba, for speaking to us. It was Pinda Ngobo, one of the residents here at the craft market, and of course saying that there are some issues in Fundo when it comes to how they are living here. One of them is the fact that they used to receive food parcels, they used to receive aid from various organizations, but he says that in the past few weeks that hasn't been coming. In fact, he says that it's seldom when you see that there are people that bring food to this particular area. He says that they also want to get to their own homes. They want their own homes. They want privacy. They want to have a decent life. And really saying that, it has been quite difficult living here for the past few months. But perhaps the most difficult part of it, and perhaps the issue that we spoke about earlier on, Fundo, is that they're now being told by some of these business owners who are demanding that they start paying rent for these units because they themselves are also operating business here. They have to pay for costs, they have to pay for security. So they have been told that they might need to pay rent of up to 300 Rand per household to try and maintain their living here, to try and ensure that they continue living here. And so they say that they can't afford to pay this rent because many of the people here are unemployed, Fundo. There are people that are getting paid social grants and people that really rely on that 350 social grant by government. So he says that this has taken them aback. Of course, at this particular point, he says there has been no guarantees from government as to when they will be moved. They were told earlier on that they might be moved to temporary shelters, but they don't like those temporary shelters because they are tents, and those are not any of those, sort of permanent structures or, wooden structures, one would put it that way, that appear to be much more better in terms of safety. So he says that right now they're just appealing for government to just let them know what is happening to that process. They want to go back to their lives. They want to restore their livelihoods.
They're honestly living in difficult conditions. They deserve more dignified dwellings. But it is July, Mandela month. Hopefully there will be good Samaritans that come to their aid. Thank you very much, Mangoba Mkhunu. Now